Morning, Coach. Thank you for joining us. Questions for Coach? Start first with John Corrales.
Injury-wise, Jalen, good to go?
Good.
Any restrictions?
No.
And Robert Williams back in the starting lineup?
Yes. Back to regular rotation, no limit.
Nothing, back to normal.
Yep.
You know, when you look at what Brook Lopez can do both at the 3-point line and then in the post, kind of what kind of challenges does he pose to you guys in this series that he can be a little bit versatile?
Yeah, he's a big that obviously stretches the floor and is shooting extremely well from the perimeter, specifically the corners. And so depending on the matchup and personnel, a lot of times takes other teams big away from the basket. He's a threat out there, but if you do downsize and put a smaller guy on him, he can obviously go inside and score as well and draw fouls. And so, let alone get on the offensive rebound. So, you know, he's a matchup problem as far as that. Some of the different things he does, that versatility and his improvement from the 3-point line over the last few years has really opened up not only his game but what he does for Milwaukee.
In that respect, Al's been hitting his three pretty consistently lately. The way that Milwaukee defends and collapses, I mean, just how important is his role and Grant's with the same thing going to be?
Yeah, then same thing, depending on how they match up. You know, like to protect the paint, obviously our bigs with their shooting, but not only that, Rob being back and being a lob threat with those guys back in the drop will be beneficial as well. But understanding what they do, which is take away the paint, not only with their bigs, but wings coming in as well. And so knowing where our dump offs and outlets are at. And a big part of that is obviously what we do with with Al and Grant as far as stretching the floor as well. So it works both ways.
With Jalen, because that hamstring has been a nagging thing and has come up earlier in the season, how cautious are you guys being with that? And what have the trainer said about, I mean, a possible re-injury or issues surrounding that?
Well, you got to obviously the rest of the week off was beneficial as far as that. The actual, I wouldn't say injury, but the swelling or whatever was in a different area of his hamstring than previously before. And so that's a different thing. Obviously, it's not the same thing lingering from early in the season or in the past few years. It's a different area. As far as caution, we went through all the testing. His strength is the same as the other one. All the precaution and preparation that he did leading up to it the last few days have showed no difference. And so as far as that, he's on no limit restriction, minute restriction, and he's confident to go out. He feels good. They feel good about where he's at and where he's tested, and all that is pointing in the right direction with no limitations at all.
Against Brooklyn, there was a lot of matchup hunting. Against Milwaukee, it feels like there's going to be a lot more ball movement. How do you go from one style of offense in one series to trying to get these guys to play a completely different style offensively in the next series?
I think every series, you know, presents different challenges in how they guard, but Brooklyn was, I guess, non-conventional compared to what Milwaukee does. More so of their bigs are back. They switch some stuff off ball with certain personnel and don't with others. And so we can attack it more normally, I guess, than looking for matchups in isolation and mismatches. But we feel we have favorable matchups as well in some of their guys. And so obviously Holiday's high level defender and Matthews as well, but some of their others, we can do some of the same things. But where Brooklyn's bigs weren't back as much, Drummond was up. Portis is very similar as far as that. Lopez is a little different. So the sets that we've put in this year and had success with, we know what we can do against certain personnel for their team. So it's a little bit of both, but at the same time, we do feel our scorers have advantages as well in cross matches.
Wrap it up right there.
Cool.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.